Hello, my name is Eric Michalak. I'm a male nurse since 1984. I am a stomatherapist since 1990. I am a charge nurse since 1994 in this care center, Simon Delmar in Koerkerk branch. I am an expert in normal and pathological healing, and I would like to present to you our collaboration. Dear Mayor and dear Madame the Director, for 5 years you have allowed me to express my function of stomatherapist and expert in healing of wound in a completely original and unique way in the care center Simon Delmar in the city of Koerkerk branch. At my request, you actually offered me a full-time position for this dual expertise. I can practice in the office or at home thanks to a dedicated vehicle. But you didn't stop there because you also permitted the signature of a partnership with two institutions, the Hospital of Dunkirk and the Polyclinic of Grand Saint, in order to make available the stomatherapist I am for the urology, neonatal, follow-up care and rehabilitation services. These combined with two other private partnerships, namely the new Clinic Villette and the Clinic of Flanders. My stomatherapeutic function thus extends over the whole area of Dunkirk, through its surgical and medical facilities and at home via prescription. With this global vision and your actions, you both demonstrated a real politics in the interest of the city. What do you think now about the stomatherapy? How do you look at it?
The announcement of the implementation of a putsch on the stomach coming back from operating theatre, with a putsch onwards on vision of suffering. Everyone must be aware of. The politician has to make decisions in order to promote the well-being of its citizens. Isn't it? Has the politician not been elected for this region? So, why should one be surprised by my approach? On the contrary, one should be surprised by the lack of recognition officially of the stomatherapist. Hence my decision already some time ago, also approved by dear Mrs. Duvieux-Bourg, bringing all its value of the world fraternity.
For over 20 years, I have been working with Mr. Michalak. Exactly 23 years. My long experience in abdominal surgery makes me believe that multidisciplinary digestive surgery must be combined with a stomatherapist. This collaboration permits a better acceptation of the stoma by the patient.
From time to time, vascular surgery need, for difficult cases, the contribution of an expert in healing. I think that the joint works of all professionals gravitating around the arthritis patient are the case to optimizing patient health recovery.
If an expert care during hospitalization is important in terms of equipment, it's also equally important at home, and therefore the presence of a stomatherapist is needed. In fact, the equipment may need to be updated and further adapted for several reasons. Insignificant detail for ostomat person can have a negative consequence on long term, and a collaboration with a stomatherapist reveals all its importance in the prevention of late complications.
How do I see the situation of the stomatotherapist with the patient? For me, it's very important that he is not only the stomatotherapist who is taking care of the patient in the way of the stoma itself, but it's also really important that he's taking care of the psychological aspect of the patient, because Of course, the stoma is, let's say, in a fraction of the body of the patient, and it's sometimes really difficult to accept that there is something there, and it's really difficult to take care of. So for me, it's really important that the stomatotherapist is playing his role in this act, and that he is helping the patient to accept the stoma, either for the rest of his or her life, or just even a temporary stoma.
Well, of course, expert skills in healing are important. Upon our request, Mr. Michalak can provide our multidisciplinary team with the expertise needed to use various medical devices locally here within our institution. His close contacts with laboratories also allows us to use the innovative techniques such as negative pressure therapy, oxygen physiological serum debridement, before onwards referral to other professionals to ensure seamless transitions of patients across services.
The knowledge of a stomatherapist in the transactional analysis and in the helping relationships allow a better management of the body image change and of the incontinence and the psychological and spiritual point of view. Thus, the knowledge of its limit and his abilities, result of his training, led him to call his clinical psychologist colleague when he feels the need.
The service frequently encountered osteomates, for which the equipment proposed by the chirurgical team, including a stoma therapist or not, is performing, but when the complexity of the device is not longer within the scope and an ability of the nurse or the HeartCard's assistants. For abdominal modified configuration reason, for example. Then we call the stoma therapist Mr. Michalak, who shows how the process towards the principle of beneficence. Leakage management is then taken in charge by MENS or multidisciplinary collaboration toward a potential return at home or in another structure, thanks to the help of an external stoma therapist outside the clinic.
It's obvious that temporary stoma is a terrible thing to experience by a woman when she did not expect it, especially if the preoperative consultation doesn't mention any possibility of potential stoma as a consequence of an injury during the surgery. But if a temporary stoma must be made during the surgery, for example during oncologic surgery or deep endometriosis surgery, the reassurant presence of a stoma therapist at this phase, postoperative phase at home, seems to me more than useful. Indeed, the very rare cases encountered so far over more than 20 years experience of gynecologic surgery show the essential need of the presence of the expert for the psychology care of encountered women and for dealing with the equipment. And this is confirmed by numerous testimonies later about those life project breaks represented by those stoma, even if it's temporary.
The strong point of our stomotherapy, in view of the low number of stoma cases in our service, in his availability on demand, ensuring on continuity of service between hospital and home in combination with our other partners in the city, family doctor, home nurse, pharmacist, service provider.
First of all, you are very welcome in our Department of Urology, Oncology and also Gynecologic Oncology of Dunkirk. Stomatherapy is a care of patients who have their bowel or urinary conduit diverted surgically onto the abdomen and are required to wear a stoma pouch over this opening. By the way, stoma is a Greek name which means mouth or opening. Patients so may have a colostomy, ileostomy or a urostomy. So the nurse specialists provide continuity of care. For patients, we have a stoma pouch providing preoperative care information, postoperative care information, and follow-up care. So very important, the impact of stoma on patients' quality of life is often underestimated. As well, the contribution of stoma therapy to health-related quality of life. Mr. Michalak is a well-known rugbyman, just a joke, he's a well-known stoma therapist, always available to give a service like pre-surgery planning, sitting ostomies, drainage systems on patients due for surgery. What I want to tell you is the aftercare involves the ensuring appropriate stoma products, very important, the skin care, and also troubleshooting when a complication arises. So Mr. Michalak is a very good partner in our job, making a very nice connection between hospital and the city.